Let's start lab number 8, perform footprinting using various footprinting tools. Now this lab is part of module 1, footprinting and reconnaissance. In this lab, we will demonstrate how to use ReconNG, a powerful web reconnaissance framework, to gather host details, subdomains, IPs, and even personal contact information from domains. It shows how ReconNG modules can automate network discovery, reverse lookup, and reporting to create a detailed target profile. Let's go ahead and start with task number 1. So here we're going to consider www.certifiedhacker.com as our target. Now we'll go to Parrot machine. So let's click on resources, click on Parrot, and we need to go into the terminal, make sure we are root. So we are already in the terminal. I'm going to clear the screen and we are already in root. So I'm going to type cd to jump to the root directory, and here I'm going to type recon-ng, and this should launch the application here. Now you can type the help command if you want to look at what are the commands that you could use. Okay, so if I go ahead and type help, you will see all the commands that you could use here. And I'm going to go ahead and install the modules that are available for me. So for that, I'm going to type marketplace install all. Now some of them might not work. That's okay. Just don't worry if anything is failing. So let's wait for all the installation to be completed. All right, the installation is completed, and if you notice, many of them didn't work because they need an API key. So we will just ignore as it is. So now we are going to type the command modules search. So this will display all the modules that are available for us. So under reporting, we have some modules, and under discovery, exploitation, import, and recon. So now we're going to run the command workspace. Now this shows what are the workspaces we have. So right now I don't think we have any workspace. So let's go ahead and create a workspace called CEH. So workspaces, create CEH. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and type the command workspaces list. So this will show us all the workspaces we have. And there we go. We have the default one, and we also have the CEH. So now we are going to go ahead and use the CEH workspace, and we are going to tell that I want you to do a recon on a specific domain. So let's go ahead and insert the domain into the CEH workspace. So I'm going to type db insert domains. All right, so here I'm going to type certifiedhacker.com. Notes, if you want something, you can put it. I'm not going to do anything, so I'm just going to leave it as it is. So now type show domains. Now this will show the domains that are part of our CEH workspace. So now we are going to harvest the host details by loading modules like network reconnaissance for like brute force, netcraft, and Bing. So these are the modules that we are going to go ahead and load. So if we don't know the full module name, what we can do is we can type modules load brute, and there are like 3 modules that contain the word brute, one under exploitation and a couple of them under recon. So I think we should be using the domain host / brute _ host. So that's the one we want. So we are going to go ahead and type modules load, and then we will type this path, modules load. I'm just going to go ahead and paste this and press enter. Okay, so right now we are into that particular module. So let's go ahead and click on type run. It's going to go ahead and perform the harvest. All right, so the activity is completed. So there were totally 21 found, 19 new hosts were found. You can see that here, 19 new hosts found. So now we have harvested the host related details that are related to certified hacker. Now we can use modules like Netcraft and Bing to harvest more hosts if we want to. So now what we're going to do is we are going to perform a reverse lookup for each IP addresses, okay, that we found in our recon. So for that, we are going to load the module called reverse resolve. So we are going to type modules load reverse resolve. All right, so we actually have two. So host-host reserve resolve. So I think I'm going to go ahead and select this one and I'm going to load it. So I'm going to copy this and type modules load, and then I'm just going to type the full path. Right click and paste it. Okay, so now that is run. I'm going to type run to run this module. All right, so it is done. Now I'm going to go ahead and type show host. All right, so we have the details here. All right, so let's get out of this particular module, reserve underscore resolve. So I'm going to say back. Okay, I'm back onto my CEH workspace. So we are going to go look at a reporting module. I'm going to type modules load reporting. Modules load reporting. So I have the reporting slash HTML. That's the one that I want looking for. So I'm going to right click, copy. I'll say modules load and paste it. So now that is done. So now I'm going to go ahead and set my file name and set the creator name, set the customer name and everything onto this particular module. So I'm setting up the file name to be results.html in my desktop. That's done. Now let's set the creator name. I have put the creator name as my name, and let's set the customer name. I've set the customer name as Certified Hacker Networks. Now I'm going to go ahead and run this module. Now the reports has been generated and it is under results.html on the desktop. So let's go to the desktop and open up the result. So I'm going to minimize this result.html. Let's double click on it. It opens up as a text file. I'm going to go ahead and right click on the file, open with Firefox browser. All right. So here is the result, the domain name, the host details. So all the information that we have from the Recon NG is here. You can run a lot more modules and then finally you can export the result. But here we have just exported the results of the couple of modules that we have done. So now we are in a terminal. We have logged in as root. We are already in the root directory. I'm going to type recon ng to start it. Now let's look at the workspaces that we have. I'm going to go ahead and type workspaces list. So I have already have a workspace called Reconnaissance Creator. So let's go ahead and load that workspace. Workspaces load Reconnaissance. All right. So now I'm going to go ahead and load this particular module. You could ignore these error messages that you have seen because we don't have the API keys for them. So I have loaded the module. Now here I'm going to type info command to see what are the options required to run this module, and the option required is source. So I'm going to give the source as Facebook. So options set source facebook.com. Now you might see the current value as already as Facebook because I loaded this module once before, but type this and then you click on type run. So you will get the details of Facebook from the Whois website directly here. We will have some informations from here which we could use. Just note it down so that you could use those details as part of your attack. Now we are going to go ahead and open up a new terminal. And I'm going to upgrade to sudo su my password. All right, and then I'm going to the root directory. Now here I'm going to type recon ng again. Here we are going to go ahead and extract a list of subdomains. And if you notice, we are not creating any workspace. So we are going to work on the default workspace. So let's go ahead and type the commands given in step number 52. So I've typed the module and I've pressed the enter key. I missed out the word load. So let me just go ahead and type it. Okay, the module is now loaded. So now we are going to go ahead and type in the source. Now here the source is certifiedhacker.com. If you want to know what are the different information required to run this module, just always type info command. So it only needs a source. Now here if you notice the source is default. So it's a new module. So I'm going to type options set source certifiedhacker.com. Press enter. Now click on run. Type run and then press the enter key. So it is now list of all the subdomains and the IP address that are associated with this particular target IP address. So this brings us an end to this particular lab. Let's go ahead and answer the question. Use the ReconNG tool to gather personal information. Enter the ReconNG module name that extracts the contacts associated with the domain and display. We just did this lab and the answer is Whois. So the module name is Whois underscore POCS. So let's go ahead and paste that here. I'm going to go ahead and type the full module path. Let's see. All right, so that's the right answer. So that brings us an end to our lab number 8, perform footprinting using various footprinting tools. Thank you.